Hello and welcome to Journeys in Transformation Analytics. This is Amresh Tripathi. I run the analytics business at Genpact. And with me today, I have Snehal Desai, the Vice President of Augmented Intelligence at Cardinal Health. Cardinal Health has been kind of undergoing a large data analytics transformation program for the last 18 months. And Snehal has been one of the driving forces behind it. So Snehal, welcome again for the discussion.
Thank you, Amish. Glad to be here.
Snehal, first two episodes, we talked a lot about data culture, and then we talked about the speed, the true speed organization can achieve in driving such transformations. And those are like very, very insightful topics. I want to talk, at least in this episode, a little bit about the what, right? And a lot of the times, uh, what I hear about is the platforms. It's in some choices. Yes, you need to go and build the platforms to be sustainable over a period of time. But the reality is, again, it's probably a little bit on the speed, which is you need to still do point solutions, right? And there's a technology implications on both. How did you guys balance that? How did you guys balance kind of what you're going to build, potentially throw away, versus we are going to build for longer term that will scale? What thinking did you go behind it?
So I absolutely believe in this day and age, you need to deliver value fast. But to create sustained transformation, you also have to invest in what I consider foundational capabilities. And so, similar to the last conversation we had around balancing speed and being patient, the technology side, which is easier, also has to have that balance of belief in platforms versus allowing point solutions. And so I'll give you a great example,
Yeah.
starting with Genpact. When we embarked on a financial transformation, we created a number of point solutions that brought value to the table in terms of either closing our books or reducing our accounts receivable and so on and so forth. But at the same time, we started collectively working on a single data engagement platform that enables finance organization to close books and with speed and consistency look at financial metrics that can then help with financial analysis, financial planning, and so on and so forth. That journey has been a great kind of testament to building point solutions while belief and investment in foundational capabilities like MDM platforms and data engagement platforms.
Interesting. And so in the point solution, so when is a point solution a good idea? And is it okay to kind of use them as throwaway? Like, okay, its service purpose is throwaway because the platform is coming. How do you because a lot of folks just kind of just say, oh, I'm not going to approve anything that's going to be throwaway. How do you address that?
So I think I learned a term a while back in consulting called directionally correct quick win. So
Okay.
if you have a point solution that is moving the ball along where you are trying to go, in this day and age, it is okay if it is being built in a wrong technology platform or is being built in a wrong cloud platform per se, as long as it is moving the capability and the culture and the outcome along the right path. Because after being in technology for about 20 plus years, Amrish, I've come to believe disposable architecture is equally important as reusable architecture. And so point solutions are not all bad all the time.
Wow, disposable architecture versus reusable architecture. That's a framing I'd never heard before. That's very insightful. But in terms of and is that changing because with cloud and other technologies, the basically the cost of producing or the cost of producing inside data, everything is just become cheaper. Is that kind of part of the factor, or is there more to it?
No, that's absolutely the case, Amrish, right? In today's world, in my opinion, any insight that you would have to do and build on your own today is now being made available as a service.
Right.
Right? We talk about data as a service. I have started seeing platforms that are starting to provide insights as a service also. And so when you have that much consumerization of technology happening and this disposable architecture that I referenced to starting to be made available in the cloud, you need to allow certain point solutions, but still hold true to certain foundational capabilities of master data management platform or data governance, where you invest in those platforms and capabilities while allow what I call edge innovations and point solutions to continue.
So what's really interesting is on the platform versus point solutions. I'll ask it as a question. You feel the more standardization and platform, you start doing it at the data layer, and you leave the architecture more open, or more potentially be more open for more disposable architecture, as in your words, at the insight and the AI layer. Is that kind of how you are thinking about it?
That's exactly how we have come to start building our master data management, the data engagement platform that I mentioned, but at the same time allow pricing or inventory or transportation or procurement as insightful services be delivered through point solutions in the cloud.
That's wonderful. That's okay. That's actually a very interesting architecture that has massive architectural implications across the board. Is that because there's a lot of SaaS providers who will be doing these point things over a period of time, and as long as you have control over the or architecture on the data, that probably will make it easier? Is that kind of why you think it will be easier?
I think there are a couple of reasons. One, it allows experimentation at low cost because you are only doing insight kind of innovation. Second, you are also building sustainable platform capabilities, as you mentioned, at a data layer. Third, you are also enabling culture change, which allows for experimentation and others. How many times have you and I seen, we start a project, we know what we want, 2 years later, that promise has not been delivered, and you find out the business has found an alternate Excel sheet or a new technique. I'd like to reduce that experimentation that the business does in Excel or outside and enable the edge innovation to kind of continue with these kinds of point solutions while still building this platform and changing the culture at the same time.
Perfect. Isnail, you are one of the most pragmatic data analytics leaders I know, and a much of a straight talker, and you have a very, very interesting perspectives around some of these topics as you just shared with us. I really hope this is actually useful to a lot of your peers and a lot of our other clients and large organizations who are going through that journey, because we just talk a lot about at the high level around some of these topics and not understanding the trade-offs, and you just have kind of really helped us bring out some of the trade-offs. But thank you so much for coming over and sharing all the insights, and we'll continue the dialogue and conversation going.
Thank you, Amrish. Glad to be here.